Hey,
Hello,
explorers.
everybody.
It is so bright. It is like 100 degrees outside.
It's a bright, shiny day.
It feels like it, but we are excited because
It is a bright, shiny day.
we are so fortunate to have gone on 16 cruises, 14 different cruise ships, 5 cruise lines, 1 million miles around the world. Oh, wait, that's not an Amazing Race. But we're going to talk about our favorite moments from the cruises. It's all coming up next, Greg.
On D&G Explorers.
Dilly dilly.
I don't know where Derek went. So it's all about me, Greg. Woo woo! Dilly. Hopefully everybody is doing good today. Derek is rattling and shaking the drink right now. He's making a weird named drink. Well, part of it I've heard of. The other part I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So oh yes, Nancy, all about Greg. Thank you. Woo! Score. It is Wednesday, December. I haven't had a drink yet. It is Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. I see people coming in, and I am horrible with this thing here to bring up the chat. I need to go up. I'll just welcome in who I can see so far. More sunshine, please. Jim, welcome. Season's greetings. Nurse Nancy is here. Mary Ellen Dillon is here. Carla McClendon is here. Brad O'Brien is here. Awesome. Welcome, Brad. Hi, guys. Have a great show. Thank you. Just Noah is here, and I don't know how to bring. I don't like this mouse. How do I move the chat up? I don't like this mouse. Anne Hanley, welcome. Mary Ellen Dillon, if I didn't say hi, welcome. We go all the way up. Derek's here. He just came out of the blue.
We have to go to the beginning of chat. Is that what you want?
Yes, because I think I might have missed people. I don't know if I did. No, I'm good. Okay, we can go back down.
Welcome in, everyone. Sorry,
welcome.
Today has been a rush, like constant rush for me, and my mind's doing this, my mouth is doing that. Oh, it's a typical day for me. And I just feel like I'm on the rush. Go, 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 go. But it's time to relax, and the drink is called a painkiller.
But no, it was called a soggy dollar painkiller is what the recipe said. What's soggy dollar?
The soggy dollar is actually where it was created, so that was a good question.
Okay, because that
It's
was
a bar.
that was a weird part of the name.
It's a bar in, I thought it was St. John, but I know it's in the British Virgin Islands, but I thought it was St. John. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Dilly Dilly, because this
to 16 cruises.
This and 16 ounces. Ha ha! This will take the pain out of your worries. You go for it, boy. So what is in a painkiller? It's a take on a pina colada. The one thing that you have to have.
I'm thirsty, but woo! Angela, Nima, check, welcome. These are Princess cruises, and I don't think you can see from there, but if you look at the edge, the waves actually come out. There is texture on here, so cool. I don't know how they got them on, but and they're on the back too. We definitely hand wash these because we don't want it coming off in the dishwasher.
That's the rum you're supposed to use when you make a painkiller. That's the official rum. But other than that, you can
smell the fresh nutmeg that I had to drive from one side of town to the other just to get him his whole nutmegs so he can go.
Yes, it makes a difference though. It's just like
it
when
does.
you use
fresh nutmeg.
When you use fresh pepper, it makes a difference. But real quick, you can look up the painkiller recipe, but it's 2 ounces of the rum.
Thank you, Brad. They are very nice.
It's 4 ounces of the pineapple juice, 1 ounce of orange juice, 1 ounce of cream de coconut. I got one from a can, and it was like gelatinous at the top, and I had the squirty of cream de coconut. I just put that in there. I shook it up, and there we go. We scraped the nutmeg on top.
Never eat soggy waffles unless they're soggy from syrup. Then I definitely would. Ann Hanley, I need a real painkiller. I just can't have more than arthritis Tylenol. Ryan Donahue, welcome. Let me show you what I just put on because I thought it would help.
I lost my train of thought now. What was I going to say? Having a mind is a terrible thing. But this bright lights is actually from both of our front blinds that are open. I like the lighting. I think going forward through the summer, this is probably what our normal lighting will be. We don't even need to have our 2 lights that we normally have out there, but you can see a reflection. You can't even see Uncle Scrooge in this one picture back here. But yes, this show is about the 16 cruises we've been on. Greg and I haven't discussed this, so it's probably going to be a little bit of a Nancy Anthony kind of show. Oh, wait, that's an every night show.
Ann Hanley, this is called Voltaren arthritis pain. And I was trying it on my elbows because of the tennis elbow they said I have, which I'm actually going to the doctor tomorrow about. So hopefully that will help. It doesn't help, I don't think, with sore muscles because it like radiates in your forearm, but hopefully it will help. Happy retirement age birthday to my dear husband.
Her husband,
congratulations.
Dennis, is 65 today. So
wow.
Happy birthday. Do we want to do our
happy Medicare enrollment too?
I think we need to do our happy birthday song to Dennis, although he might not ever see this.
Nancy said, be spontaneous. Yes. Sorry you're still having pain, Greg. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully it does go away. Najuma Brown, welcome.
Welcome, Najuma.
It has been a nuisance to say the least. Even just pulling laundry out of the washer, it just hurts. It just inflames. It feels like it's on fire. So hopefully I can get some answers.
Not a good sign. So let's sing a happy birthday song to Dennis.
Okay.
Okay, you're.
I'm waiting for you.
You're in a different
and
world.
A 1 and a 2 and a happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy day.
Do we have a birthday here?
We have a birthday here.
Here.
Birthday
birthday here.
Whoa! Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy day. Hey!
Hey!
Welcome.
Dennis
happy
is watching.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Dennis.
He is watching.
Hopefully,
yes.
we will get a chance to meet you someday.
Yes.
Hopefully, on a cruise. That won't happen. I know he doesn't like to cruise, but hopefully we'll get a chance.
Now he gets to
to
look
meet
forward to all those Medicare paperworks that are coming in and all that fun stuff.
They
gonna be a
are
bad
they are
time.
supposed to be going to. She's taking him out to dinner for his birthday, so I don't know where they're going, but hope you guys have a great evening, and thank you for even dropping by. I didn't expect
that's
that,
strong.
but thank you for your support and for watching.
Have an awesome time. Live it up. Eat what you want. Drink what you want. Watch what you want. And do what you want. Have fun.
Thanks, he's chuckled. Nice. So Greg, let's get going on the show because we've done a lot of cruises, and I figured we could talk about 4 minutes on each of our cruises. We got a 4-minute countdown. So, ready?
You know that ain't happening.
No, it won't happen.
4 minutes.
So let's kind of do it by the cruise lines we've been on. So the first cruise line we went on was the Dizney Cruise Line, and we've been on
my
three of their-
favorite cruise line. I'm talking about me. It's all about me right here.
But
my favorite cruise line.
I took over again, so it's back.
No, I don't think so.
back to
I'm
me
sorry.
again.
I'm sorry. Tiffany Peacock, welcome. Mine.
So
My
Greg,
favorite is
since
Disney.
it's your favorite,
Yes.
talk about the cruises that we've been on and kind of if you can remember the years, because I don't really know if I remember all the years that we went on them. The first two we went on were Disney.
I know 2016 was the Disney Dream. Hey, that rhymes. We went on the Magic.
That was for Mike's 50th.
7 years ago.
That was in 2018.
And then we went on the Fantasy not too long after that.
2020, I think.
Yeah.
Right after COVID, like the month that we got off the ship, COVID happened.
By far, the Fantasy was the most beautiful of the Disney ships we've been on already. I did enjoy the Dream, and your phone is going off like crazy.
It's Messenger.
I did enjoy the Disney Dream, but the Fantasy is a sister ship, but the Fantasy is decorated completely different. It's just very extravagant.
Why would you say that? I think all the Disney ships, at least the first 4, are pretty much the same.
No, they all have different theming inside. They all look a little different. Even you said the Fantasy was gorgeous inside.
I like the bigger ships. We haven't been on the Wonder, the first 4 ships, but we've been on the Magic. I don't like the smaller ships.
We may never get on the Wonder. Who knows?
I don't know. They might decommission it. No, Disney keeps their ships in amazing condition.
It'll
I think
have
by far
probably at least 10 more years on that
by
one.
Standards of other cruise lines, their older ships are phenomenal. How well
you wouldn't even know they're old.
Yeah. But the Dream was only a 3-night cruise, and we were just trying to get our feet wet to see if we would like it. Because my first cruise was in '93, and I got seasick, and it was horrendous. So we didn't know if Greg and I would like it. Now, in hindsight, we wish we would have gone on a much longer cruise because.
Well, and we actually were coming back. We were going from the parks to a cruise.
Yes.
And actually, we slept 2 out of the 3 shows. I fell asleep. I was awake for the villain show, but the other 2, I don't even know what was going on. I think I was nodding in and out.
But we didn't get a chance to even see the ship because after we got off the ship, we were watching videos and we're like, I didn't know they had that. I didn't know they had that. So we had a lot of good learnings from the our initial cruise. The Disney Fantasy was my favorite of the Disney cruise ships, and it also had the best memories in terms of our excursions. We went to
which one you said?
The Fantasy.
Okay.
We went to Cozumel, but we didn't stay in Cozumel because we took a speed ferry boat. It was like on, I want to say on acid. It was on, it was like a high speed boat.
This is a Disney cruise, but you go on a speedboat on acid. So, okay.
We went to the mainland. I think Playa del Carmen was the name of the beach. And we went to Chichen Itza.
I'm glad you can remember those little names because
I could be wrong, but it sounds Mexican, so we'll just go with it. But you have to take a boat because Cozumel is an island off of the mainland of Mexico, and it was an 8-hour trip. The journey to go to Chichen Itza, to spend maybe 40 minutes to an hour touring
from north to
Welcome.
Neverland. Welcome.
We spent about 40 minutes to an hour actually touring the grounds of Chichen Itza, and then we got back on the bus and we headed back. But that still was just, I love Mayan Roman.
Did we forget Cheryl One Deck Down? Welcome.
Welcome. I don't know if we did.
Sorry about that. We are talking about Disney. So from north to Neverland goes very well with Disney. Neverland, Peter Pan.
But that was one of my, I just loved seeing the Pyramid of Kukulkan, I think was the name of it.
My gosh, I'm glad you can remember Kukulkan.
Well, it also had the quackdoodle bird, was it?
Okay, I think you're just making things up now.
No, it's that bird with the
quackdoodle bird.
It's the one when you hit your hands and it echoes off the pyramid and it makes that.
That's a bird.
It's the quackdoodle bird. It's the bird that has like those long feathers. It's like red, green, and maybe yellow.
I don't.
And it's got
remember.
these long, beautiful feathers. But I think that's Quetzalcoatl bird, quackdoodle.
Okay, you're going from like two different names, Quetzalcoatl and quackdoodle.
Something like that. I'm sure someone.
It's a red bird with long wings, I guess.
But that was definitely one of our highlights from the trip.
So you didn't get sick on the speedboat. Weird how seasickness works. I'm fine on a cruise ship, but speedboats make me sick.
Well, the reason I didn't get sick is because after the first cruise I went on in '93, I used C-bands and I use
on the speedboat
the whole time I'm on the ship. So I have them even after I get off the ship. I'll get it because my equilibrium's still off.
Just make sure the pressure points are turned inside to push on the pressure point. He had it the other way at one point. And
then I also either take Bonine or Dramamine. I start taking it the day before we travel. So not even on the first day of the ship. I take it before to get it into my system.
Anthony Simone,
welcome. Anthony.
Are you enjoying your coffee? I love how he says coffee.
But I take it at night because even though I take the non-drowsy one, it tends to get me sleepy. And the best way for me to do it is take it at night. That way I can sleep off the grogginess and I'm fine in the morning to go the next day. So it was still in my system, Anthony, when I went on the speedboat. But when we were on the boat, you could see the waves going and there was some people that were getting seasick on there.
You have gone way over your 4-minute allowance that you've said.
We're pretty good. Well, we're doing it basically by the cruise line, so that helps us a little bit. But yes, the fantasy was my favorite. Some of the things. Oh, another highlight on that trip. We did vlog this. We did the toxology. We
made our mixology. We did a mixology
toxology.
And we made our own drinks.
And we were
but they were toxic, so there you go.
We were feeling
pretty good.
We walked by our cabin. Greg passed out in the cabin.
What? I did not pass out.
That's on video.
Oh, yes. You were the one that walked by the room. I'm like, you're going to the wrong room.
Yeah, that was
fun.
And that was only for like $30. And it was,
you got your money's worth for sure.
Yeah, that was like
you got to make your own drink.
And it's on a Disney cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So there are adult things to do on a Disney cruise.
It was a nice bar tucked way in the back that we got to go to. I think it was the Manhattan Skyline or something like that, the bar.
I think
that it was.
Skyline Bar is what it was called.
I just add the word Manhattan. Sounds nice.
I want to say that was, I'm not sure what it was.
That was on the Fantasy.
No. I was thinking of another one that was called Manhattan, but I'm getting it confused.
I would like to do a Disney cruise
again
soon. Yes, at some point.
We've looked at the Treasure. That looks like a fun one with a Haunted Mansion bar.
That would be fun.
They have a Pirates of the Caribbean bar too, don't they?
That would be cool too. I haven't heard of it.
On that ship, but on a different one.
I don't know, but it sounds cool. We haven't done the Wish or the Treasure. So those are the two new ones that are out. So we're going to have to do rock, paper, scissors to see which one we're going to do.
And Destiny's coming out.
When next year?
Yeah, well, I've seen a bunch of it. I haven't really, I'll be honest, I haven't really followed a whole lot of Disney. I just, I think it's out real soon because some people have been looking at stuff about it.
Or we'll have to like put a bunch of paper in a bowl with treasure and wish and mix it, and whatever you pick, that's what we're going on.
Anne says that's why I put a magnetic sign on my door. We had them. It didn't help. We still walked by them. North to Neverland.
Yeah.
NCL tender to the private island made me sick. Oh, wow. Was that Great Stirrup Cay? Is that the one that you went to, or was that another one?
I like tenders.
I didn't realize that was a tender island.
Even though they're bumpy because they're smaller boats, so they're like little toy boats that bump in the water. I think they're still fun, but yeah, sometimes the bumpiness can really get you, you know.
Also, I would probably say my favorite private island that we've been on the different cruise lines. We haven't gone to a lot of them, but I would say Castaway Cay for Dizney has been my favorite island. They also have an clothing optional.
Wow.
Adults only clothing optional. Not a clothing optional.
Just tell me how many days they cruise and I'll choose it for you, Craig. Yeah, we'll have to look at the itineraries and stuff and see. But we would probably go with a longer one, which I know you would go with a longer one too. So
they switched the Dream, so it's no longer doing the short cruises. The Wish is doing the short cruises for Dizney.
So the Dream is doing how many days?
7 days, and it goes out.
We need to do that again because we need to get a signature.
Yeah, it goes out of Fort Lauderdale. It might probably goes out of other ports, but I believe its home port is Fort Lauderdale.
I would totally do a 7-day on the Dream, and anyone that wants to go with us, that would be awesome too.
It was Great Stirrup Cay. We have not gone to that island yet, so hopefully we will someday get a chance to go to that one. We've been close because that's not far from. I know it's not far from Great Day or Coco Cay. What is it? Perfect Day at Coco Cay and Disney's private island, Castaway Cay, is all in that general area. So we've been in that area. We just haven't had a chance to go to that. Anne says 7 days acceptable, nothing less unless it's free. I love that.
Disney definitely has some adult activities to do, and where drinking children can't do and things like that.
Well, they have that adults area, like with the different bars, and they have adult only bars. They have adult only areas on the ship, on the Fantasy and the Dream.
But
it's a big area.
I don't mind being around the children. I love kids. I love the sounds of giggling and laughing and seeing the kids having fun, interacting with the characters. They might be dressed up as princesses or little princes or whatever their favorite character is, and it's so fun to watch them, be imaginative and things like that. And they have a pirate night, and I remember we dressed up as pirates on, I think, the Wish. Well, we did it on all three, but on the Wish, there were little kids that came up and they wanted to take our picture or take their picture with us. So we thought that was cute. So things like that, as long as it's okay with the parents, of course. But
the parents asked us.
Yeah, things like that's fun. So I don't mind children at all. I think children's laughter is good for the soul. So
Anne says, are you saying they're having bars for kids? I mean, if they have
no ones. Well, if they had bars for kids, they'd probably be smoothies and a bunch of candy. That's what the bars for the children would be.
They do have, though,
they'd be like slushies and stuff.
Right next to the adult area, it's the Cove Cafe, where you can get it's kind of like the Starbucks of the Disney ship. Right next to that was where you could get your Dole Whip, and they had the adult version there that was
it has some alcohol in it.
Yes,
kids can't buy that.
No, but it's in the same it's in the same window, same general area.
I thought you said where kids can buy. No, they cannot buy alcohol.
Yes, Disney has changed. Let me tell you, they've changed. No, but
well. And another thing is they do themed cruises. So you have Marvel cruises, you have Star Wars cruises. We did a Star Wars cruise, and that was fun.
They have Frozen.
Oh, they do?
Mm-hmm. Just let it go.
I probably wouldn't do that one. The Marvel one looked kind of cool, but the Star Wars, that was fun.
But as with every cruise line, it's just fun to let yourself go and get into it. You could be a fuddy-duddy if you
Just
want.
be a kid and
Yep.
have fun. Let things go. If it doesn't always pan out the way you want to, if you don't get your food right away or whatever, just let it go. I mean, you're not the only one that is being served. Everyone's being served. So, you know, you just have to make time for it.
And we originally said we would only sell Disney one. We realized we don't have the bucks to do that.
A lot of people dress up for our ladies' weekend that we have every year. We had someone dress as Peter Pan and Captain Hook, and there was a prom held at our hotel. So they pulled our ladies in the pits.
Nice.
That's awesome.
In for pics. Yeah, that's so cool.
That's very fun.
So after our first 2 cruises, which were Disney, we decided to give NCL a try.
Hold on. We did Halloween on the high seas.
Yes.
Disney does Halloween night. Yes, they do the Halloween tree. And I have the video of the first, I think it's the first night, the second night, and the third night. And the third night, the Halloween tree, they turn on all the pumpkins like it's blooming. And the first night, they do the part of the story. And the third night, they do the last part of the story. So it's really cool and fun.
The Halloween tree, they have an intro, and it's in the atrium, and the tree's not completely
awesome, Angela.
The tree's not completely decorated, but as you go on with the cruise, they decorate it more and more. And they're pumpkins, if I remember right. It's kind of a ghoulish looking tree.
Yeah.
And then you see more pumpkins being added to
cool.
it until when they do the final thing, because ours was only the 3-night cruise is what was the Halloween one. But it was it smells good. I didn't think you liked the nutmeg on it.
Does.
Last time you had that, you said you didn't like it.
No, it does smell good. I don't remember that.
Good.
Fresh nutmeg.
Angela says she leaves Friday for her next cruise. Ready and in need of it. We hear you, Angela. We're going to be hot on your tail in a few weeks when we go on our cruise.
I heard you changed that real quick. I heard that. We will be on a cruise in a couple weeks. I can't believe that.
About a month is when we're going. What's the date today? Today the 9th?
Who's counting? It's in a couple weeks.
We will be on our cruise in 1 month from today. So just about 29 days, I think, is when our cruise is.
I would love to do a Disney cruise, but it's not in our budget.
You might be able to find some deals, but Disney is expensive. And the reason is because they sell out. And they can continue to ask for the high prices because people are willing to pay for it because they're you need some water.
Then that man got stuck.
But
and then I drink more and it gets stuck even more.
Cheryl, we're going to segue into our next cruise line we're going to talk about, which is what you said. She's going on the NCL Joy. That is the only NCL ship for that class we have not been on. So I hope you have a great time.
From north to Netherlands, at 25 days, I'm counting. Is that for you guys?
Yes, Greg. What ship
are they going on a cruise?
What ship are you going on in 25 days? I believe you've mentioned it before, but my mind's slipping.
Okay, Anne. I'm sorry. Yes, the nutmeg got stuck in my throat. So smart me tried to drink even more. It just got more stuck.
So NCL.
Thank you.
We've done 3. I'm like ET.
That's 4.
We've done 3 NCL cruises,
and ET has 3.
They've so with Disney, we've done 2 different classes. We've done the Magic class and we've done the Dream class. For NCL, we've done 4 cruises, 3 on the same ship because we did the Bliss twice, but they're all Breakaway Plus class ships. The one difference is the NCL Escape was the first one in that class, and they didn't have the observation lounge. The other 2, the Bliss, the Encore that we went on has it. The Joy has it, but the Joy recently, last year, they did a refurbishment, so they took away the port side of the observation lounge and made those into rooms.
Annalie has done the vloggers cruise on NCL.
That was on the Breakaway, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, if you can, go on the Bliss. That's Derek and my favorite NCL ship.
I love...
But that's his ship altogether, his favorite ship altogether. That's my favorite NCL.
I love that class of ship. I love the waterfront. That's on deck 8. You can walk around pretty much.
I love the layout.
You can't walk around the entire level 8 deck, but you can walk through the majority of it. And there's where
awesome, Najuma.
The observation lounge is an amazing area, but it's depending where you're at. Sometimes it's very hard to find a seat in the observation lounge. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's on deck 15, right? The buffet's right above it, but it was designed, it's a 2-level window in the front, and it was designed for ships that go into Alaska to give you some better views. And then on the side of it, like a third of the ship, they also have the couches in that you can recline. The problem is on that, a lot of people stay there and they sleep, and they'll be there for hours, and it's hard for you to get a seat at times. So that's the downside of it.
From North to Neverland, I think it's going back to Disney. Is the Magic and Wonder older ships still nice? Yes.
Disney does.
They renovate them very nicely. Although we were on the Magic watching the movie.
You're like yelling.
Am I?
Yes.
Sorry. We were on the Magic and we were watching Black Panther, which I've only seen once, and it was in that theater on the ship. I need to rewatch it because they had jackhammers going like crazy. I don't know what they were doing to that floor, but they were redoing the carpeting and everything, and you can literally hear it.
It wasn't in it
wasn't in the theater, but you could hear it through the walls.
Yeah.
And I thought at first it was part of the movie because the movie was so loud. And then I'm like, no, this is not part of the movie. I have no idea why they decided to do it at that time, but they did. And that was the one time I thought was very un-Disney of them. But when are they supposed to do it? You know, they can't do it at night because you're going to wake everybody up. But it was just crazy.
Najuma, we have booked 3 Royal Caribbean cruises, all on the Symphony of the Seas, and they've all been canceled. So we have yet to sail on Royal. We are dying to get on Royal and add them to one of our lists that we have of the cruise lines we haven't sailed yet.
Did you play against Angela on Connect 4 and you won? Is that what she's talking about? She said she got her butt kicked for Connect 4.
I don't know.
Or somebody played with her.
I think you won just as much as I did.
He always wins against me. I always seem like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna win. Nope, I missed something. And he's all, Connect 4.
That was fun. Yeah, we did play that.
Rich won't go back to NCL. If it wasn't for all the great people we met, I don't think we would have liked it and liked NCL too much. Rich felt that the workers seemed overworked and unhappy. You know, so I think some people have said that with NCL, but it might be hit and miss too.
That vloggers cruise, from what I understood, it might have been a little bit overwhelming, and maybe rowdy for some of the people. I don't know.
But you also think the workers deal with thousands of people each week.
Yeah.
So you think they'd be used to it, but some of them could have had a bad day. But you're right; they shouldn't be taking it out on the guests.
I think the only time we saw maybe that it was more stress on the crew was when we went on the Encore to Alaska, and that was in the bars. And that's because with the colder weather, you don't have people on the pool deck. You don't have them spread around. So they're all in the ship, and they were like at the local and just trying to get a drink.
Because it was so cold for Alaska.
Yeah, they were all inside the ship. And there's a lot of bars on the ship, but I think that was a little bit more stressful. I could see that for them. But yes, that was, we'll speed it up a little bit. Some of the highlights of we went to on the Escape. We went to one at the time, it possibly might still be, we went to Bar Harbor, And for what I understand, Bar Harbor is one of the ports.
Bahaba.
Yeah,
We'll say it.
Bahaba. They don't visit, cruise ships don't visit it as much as they used to. I think the bigger ships aren't allowed to go in. There's some kind of restrictions because they're trying to keep it pristine. I loved Bar Harbor. That's when we had the lobster ice cream on that there. We did that.
Yeah.
We did that lobster bake tour.
It was like seafood with butter in ice. That's what lobster ice cream tastes like.
We tried.
Okay, and that's interesting.
We tried the chocolate thing, which I think was like potato, but it was crunchy.
It was chocolate covered potato type of
and I can't remember what the name of it is. There's
type of a candy. It was all right.
There's also a drink they have there, a soda that was
Traveling Gilberts.
Nasty.
Who the heck are those Gilberts?
I don't know.
Welcome.
But they do go live every Saturday night.
Yep, and they have orbs on their show. Don't forget the orbs.
The chocolate thing. Yes, it was a chocolate thing. And that was good. I'm a chocolate, not a connoisseur.
We love chocolate. Yes.
I'm going on Grandeur of the Seas.
We love Reese's
I'm meeting
the
up
most.
with ROC. Awesome. I hope you have a good time on that. I know that's one of their older ships. That's not an Oasis class.
When we were on Sky, we did not like the dining staff. I guess I am used to RCCL and really getting to know the servers. On Sky. Princess Sky?
No, I think that might be Norwegian.
Or Sky
NCL.
Princess, I mean?
Well, they have Sky on NCL too, so that might be on NCL.
Huh.
Yeah,
we're talking about NCL.
The reason we've been debating this, and maybe it's time to do another what's our favorite cruise line and go through the checklist. When we did it before, Greg says Dizney, I say NCL. But when we did like the breakdowns of, it was actually Virgin, like the things that came out ahead.
Oh yeah, we settled on Virgin for both of us. That it came
even
down
what
to
we scored, the points, when we
just
graded
with everything.
higher,
Yeah,
Virgin actually came out ahead more than anyone.
But for me, Virgin's food comes close to Disney's food. Better. I don't know. I don't know. Better. I can't say better or not. I just, both of them, their food is like really good.
But we've sadly we are going to be canceling 2 Norwegian cruises. The one that was going to be on the Aqua. We really were looking forward to that. In hindsight,
so the only cruise left is in May, and that's it for this year.
Yes. But we're looking at going to Buffalo Bills game in Buffalo before they tear down their stadium. We will be going this year. We just have to figure out when. But we'll go on the Aqua at some time. I'm not worried about that.
We possibly might have a land trip in place of a cruise.
Yes.
That's all we can say right now.
And so, but we also the Bliss. We were going on the Bliss a third time out of California, and we were thinking we've been on the Bliss twice already. That's my favorite ship by far of all of them. But maybe it's smarter to spend money since we're limited now in terms of
been
the
on the
cruises
Bliss
we go
twice.
on. I could go on the Bliss.
I know,
anytime
but there's
we had
so
a
many
chance.
other ships that we have to explore. Not like we won't go on the Bliss again, but we have so much to do.
I still like NCL because
that we want to do.
NCL. I would still say NCL is my favorite because it's the options that are available, which kind of changed because when we were on Disney, there was just about everything's included on the ship. When you go to NCL, you feel kind of like they're nickel and diming you, but they have a lot more options from
NCL
the go-karts.
Nooks and crannies like Virgin does. They make good use of their room.
But they had like the go-karts. They had laser tag, which
all gone.
Most of the ships are getting rid of. But there's just different slides. There's a lot of stuff.
Put in that arcade type thing that is kind of outrageously priced depending on what you want to do in there. It used to be an adult bar area, and they converted it to this huge arcade type thing, and just the prices are a little out there.
I would imagine that's the thing that's probably going to go next. But on the Aqua, if I remember right, they have kind of like the same thing, but it's done a little bit differently. It's activity, and then at night, I think it becomes a nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling Gilbert says, "Can I take some of those Virgin clips. You can take whatever you want, but I'm not sure what clips you're talking about. Hopefully Greg has his clothes on in them
What
because
the heck?
it is a Virgin cruise after all.
My clothes are on a Virgin cruise. Thank you very much.
All right, we got 19 minutes left. So let's
No
move
way
on.
we're gonna go through all of these.
We got
You
5 more cruises.
Carnival.
Yes. So Carnival was
The
actually
fun ship.
one of our later cruise lines we visited. It might have been the last, but on this next cruise we're
Clips of
going
the
on,
show.
on the next one we're going on, we're going to be gold members. So I think we'll be gold
The
when we're
next
in the
one
middle
is
of the
not
cruise.
until 2027.
No, the next one is next month.
Oh wait, I'm thinking
During-
of the group
during-
one. That one's 2027. though.
During that cruise,
Is
we're
it?
going to become gold.
Mercy Rodriguez, welcome.
So I believe we should be able to go, if we don't give it to us at the beginning of the cruise, we should be able to go in there and they will change us to gold status. So I think
We just
on
came out of the MDR of the Grandeur of the Seas. I opened my phone and who do I find? D&G. We just left the last of the ABC Islands and on our way to Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. Have an awesome time.
Yes.
Thank you for saying hi and taking out the time to say hi to us.
And was it Najuma Brown who said she's going to be on the Grandeur of the Seas, right? Wasn't it her that had said that? So
I think
very
so.
good. Mercy's just warming it up for them. But
Carnival is a fun ship.
So
their food isn't always the greatest,
but it's okay.
but they have some fun bells and whistles for the family, like slides.
Oh, good. Mercy says it's a great ship.
And good shows. Awesome.
Traveling Gilbert says, sorry, if you turn gold in the middle of the cruise, you will be gold for the whole cruise. That's what I thought.
Awesome.
But they said too, before you check in, it should show on there, but it still shows that we're red.
So we'll turn gold before we even get on the cruise.
So when we get into port, we can ask them, and if they don't change it, then maybe we can do it when we'll go to customer service to see if they can change it.
You have to be gold already. I'm gold already. You got the gold card at the beginning, unless you are on the back-to-back. Then whatever week you turn gold.
See, I've heard 2 things. I've been looking it up. I've heard what Ann says, and I've also heard what Traveling Gilbert said. So we'll try it. If not, then we'll. I mean, we have other cruises booked on Carnival. We'll definitely hit it by the next time that we're on it. And I think some of the big differences, you get 2 bottles of water, 2 big bottles of water, which makes a big difference actually, because they're the big liter bottles.
Pepper Tree Villa, welcome
guys. It is not a problem. Our boys from up in the Bay Area, check them out. They go live on Monday nights at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Carnival is changing up their rewards program.
I heard that. I'm not sure what it is.
You do get a free bottle of wine if you go to the steakhouse the first night. So there you go. That would be something that you should do. We always do that.
So let's talk about, we've been, Carnival is probably, I think we've already announced it, but we're going to say it now if we haven't announced it. One of the ships I've been excited to sail on is a Carnival Legend.
Which we're doing next month.
We're going out of San Francisco. I found out it was coming back. It's only a 4-night cruise, but I'm really excited about sailing on. Normally I don't like the older ships. I know this ship was built in 2002.
Awesome, Anne.
And I'm excited about going on this. It just seems like a very whimsical place, Alice in Wonderland kind of theme.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be a fun.
We have to do that.
Ship.
That's the Alice in Wonderland dinner, right? Isn't it? Wonderland or something?
Wonderland's on Royal.
Oh, okay.
But they have the Enchanted Forest.
We'll still have a whimsical time.
It's going to be an older one, so I'm not expecting, like
There's
a brand new ship. It's called the Enchanted Forest.
Oh.
Yeah, down like.
See, I haven't looked too much about it because I like to be surprised. So Derek looked some, but he likes to be surprised.
But I would say for Carnival, we've been on 3 different class ships. I always forget what the Radiance is. Is it the Sunshine? Radiance is on the Sunshine class. Celebration, which is the Excel class. The Firenze, which is a Vista class. So we've done 4 cruises because we've did the Radiance twice. Most of Carnival has been on the West Coast because we did the Radiance twice out of the West Coast. We've did Firenze out of the West Coast.
We can always.
You have a phone there, and you're hitting mine.
No, I don't.
No,
We can always finish next.
we're good.
Week too. That's fine.
We're fine. And then we took the Celebration out of Miami. That was a non-group group cruise. Probably our least favorite ship. Bless you. Is, and both Greg and I would probably say it. I like it better than Greg, but would be the Radiance. What is going on with you today?
I think it's the nutmeg.
I would say there's not a ship I would not want to go on again. Actually, I would probably say I'm okay with the Disney Magic, that I wouldn't go on again. But if someone gave me a free cruise, I would definitely go on it. Yeah. Only because it's a smaller ship. And I'd rather go on the Wonder and experience
Disney is so pricey that you would want to try a different ship.
Be more choosy.
So make good use of your time while you're on a Disney cruise. But you may not go back on it. That ship.
We did a 3-night on the Radiance and we did a 5-night on the Radiance. The 3 nights are party ships. You could tell the difference with the clientele with the 3 to the 5. And it was,
excuse me.
It was, Greg was hurting on the first one.
Yes.
And then
I had bad plantar fasciitis. The second one, I had a great time.
It was a Halloween cruise, and it was
that made it even better. Yes.
And Carnivals are awesome with parties. They're awesome with the sailaways. We really dove into that, and we did the trivias. We did like the towel folding things. We did
that was
bingo.
Fun. Yep.
We did a lot more interactive on Carnival than we have on probably any other cruise line, and really loved it.
Thank you from North to Neverland.
So we still like Carnival. Obviously, we're cruising. I would say Carnival might be the lowest in terms of quality, but they are affordable. They're the most affordable in all the different cruise lines.
Cheryl and Dick Down is on a 14-day on the Radiance. I hope they have lots of activities to fill in those 14 days.
I'm pretty sure.
You probably have some good ports though too.
I'm pretty sure she's going with Angela on that one. That's on to Hawaii, if I remember right. Am I wrong?
That would make sense.
I think she's on that with.
Well, then you guys can hang out. Then look at that.
Yeah, Angela and I'm pretty sure they announced it, but not traveling Gilbert's. Woo! Life is good today. Life is good today is going to be on that one.
Oh wow! Then you can all hang out.
I'm pretty sure Cheryl said she's going. No. That's in April is when they're going. Okay, so she's going on there. I don't know if I would like the smaller ships, but the good thing about the Radiance is they have Shaq's Chicken. They have a lot more dinner.
Anne says, what the heck? Anne says, get the brisket for dinner on Carnival whenever they have it. It's really good.
Okay. Ben from Pepper Tree Villa.
Welcome, good Ben.
I had you on mute in the background. He's trying to shut us up.
Well, no, it doesn't. Wait, he had us on mute.
I was on a call with my best friend from college today. It was his birthday. Well, happy birthday to him.
Well, yes,
it's the same birthday as Angela's husband's birthday.
So he was
today.
Watching, kinda, but on the phone and couldn't hear us.
It's probably better you didn't hear us anyway. I would say Celebration we loved. We loved the bigger ships. Firenze, we really had a good time on the Firenze. Doing it Italian.
That was fun, actually.
Yes, I like the
really
ship.
Cool layout.
I like the theme of the ship. I would definitely do the Firenze again.
Yes, we would do the Firenze again.
Yes, yep. We really like that. I like the size of it. Our cruise director was fun too.
Yep, yes, I did remember that. He was sweating up a storm on that one. Just the activities.
He was from Boston. Cruise directors, I think Carnival has the best cruise directors that we've been on.
Yep, poor guy. He had to be very energetic.
But the cool thing is they remember you. We engage with them quite a bit, probably more so than any cruise line. The next one that we're going to talk about is Princess. So
the Enclave. I love the Enclave on the Princess. That's like one of my favorite areas on a Princess ship.
Princess Cruises is owned by Carnival, and it is definitely a next step up. They have no bells and whistles in terms of.
It's mainly for adults. I don't know why they don't just make it an adults only cruise.
Although the newer ships are changing that that mindset. But there's
But
no slide.
there's nothing fun for children, really. I
Yeah.
think they should just make it an adults-only cruise because it's just for relaxation and just to get
They
away.
have kids clubs on it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But the food is good on
They should
we-
make some adults only.
we
then.
were introduced to Princess from Chad Cruisers. At the time they were Chad Cruisers.
Yep.
And No Maps Needed Travel. And we probably wouldn't have gone on Princess if it wasn't for them. And at first I was a little bit unsure of it, but by the end of the cruise we were on the Sky Princess first. We did
love Princess.
we did 3
They have
Princess
good shows
cruises
too,
We-
and good food.
We've done the same class on there. We did the same room on there, the same room on each of the ships. And now I'm starting to cough on there. We did the Sky, the Discovery, and the Royal, and they're all Royal class ships. And I actually like that class of ship. I always say though, when we walked into the Piazza, which is I always call it the heart of their ship.
Well, that's where the coffee shop is too.
Coffee shop, and there's levels that you go straight up, but that's where the bars are, the restaurants are all kind
I like
of
the spiral
intermingled.
glass staircases they have. Those
They
are nice.
to me it smelled like sweaty potatoes, or not sweaty, but
What the heck?
boiled potatoes.
How does a sweaty potato? I didn't even know potatoes could sweat in the first place.
It reminded
Sweaty
me,
potatoes.
but then now I can still smell that when you go.
Where is
in
this?
in the atrium. So
It
we're
smells like boiled potato.
yes, it has that kind of potatoey smell when you go in there. But
I never got that.
we really enjoyed
I'll
the
have
Princess.
to remember if we go on that again.
We
want
liked the retreat area for the over 18 area for Princess. The casino.
That sounds disgusting, Derek Anstick. You know, I never knew potatoes could sweat, but apparently they do.
They have my favorite bar on any of the cruise lines, which was Good Spirits.
That was a good one.
And they theme their
Good.
drinks of different places in the world.
Their pizza area is good too. They had really good salads and good pizza, and it's all included. You could have as many salads as you
Alfredo's,
want.
wasn't it? On one it was Alfredo's. I think it was Gigi's on Discovery,
Mhm.
and now I think that's back to Alfredo's.
That's the British nose.
Nose, yes.
Wow.
Stewed tomatoes, or no tomatoes, potatoes.
Oh, Derek definitely doesn't smell like sweaty potatoes. I don't even know what sweaty potatoes smells like. But
But Princess was definitely one that we were booked on the Sun Princess, and because of everything that happened in order for us to get this house, we had to cancel that, and that crushed us because it looked like that was a beautiful ship, and we were going to go with some amazing people.
you can still
we had
go
to
on it
cancel
one
it.
day.
We will. We'll probably hit the Star
We'll
Princess
have our time to go.
because the Star Princess is coming West Coast, so we probably have a better chance of visiting the Star Princess. Please.
Oh my
Can I have
gosh.
some more, please,
From
sir?
Oliver. That's a good movie.
The other one that we've been on as we winding up 5 minutes.
Virgin
Voyages.
Why am I talking like I'm on helium?
You sound like,
Virgin Voyages.
you sound like you're the that chef, Julie. What's her name?
Julia Child.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was not sure what to expect from Virgin.
It's adults
And-
only, so that says something right there.
Yeah, but
It's
some people think
adults being big kids,
it's,
basically.
yeah, but some people think it might be a little bit naughty.
it can and it can't.
Any cruise can be that way, though.
Right, but it's the people. They do their own thing. So whatever they do. We don't
But
know
we-
about it, and we do our
never
own
saw
thing.
that though.
Yeah, we
We-
do our own thing.
Yeah,
so
it was just like
it's a fun cruise line.
a typical cruise for us. The shows are completely different
Very
out there, and it's left
yes,
to self
you get out.
interpretation.
You get out from the shows what you get. What
Everyone-
you get out of the show is different than other people. That's what I meant to say.
Yes, and because we were talking about one of the shows, and it meant a lot different. It was like
Yeah.
very emotional. I was like crying.
He
in it.
was probably thinking of something that it pulled from him. I
It
didn't
did
get
It-
that,
it-
but
it made me feel like stuff I've
Hey,
experienced.
Destination Fun.
Welcome, Sherry. It made me feel stuff I've experienced in my life.
Ooh, snow, Cheryl. Awesome.
And it was like kind of making me realize it and like symbolism of it. But the thing,
I could see that with the running thing.
yes,
Yeah, actually, I could see that
and
now.
like the struggles that you go through
Mhm.
and the fight that you're always going through in your mind. But they don't have cruise directors. They have the happenings. It's either the happening squad or the happenings team, and they run all the different events in the store on the ship. And they are good. We had probably our best interaction with the crew. We've had good interaction with every cruise line we've been on, but we probably had the most genuine conversations. Like,
We got to know the drag queen real well.
yes, we did. Dixie the drag queen.
And I got to be in a contest with a drag queen, and I won the contest. So that was fun.
So it was just it. I felt they don't care. They don't care about your color.
They don't care about your background or anything. They just want you to have fun.
They don't care if you're fat, if you're skinny. They just want you to be the best and to
they care
celebrate
about you as a person and a
you.
human.
And I've not that was a message, but that's what I got out of it, where you felt good.
You felt accepted as a person.
Yes, and not that I don't feel that on other cruise lines, but I felt positively more that experience happened with Virgin.
Yeah.
So we do have a placeholder for Virgin. As we talk about, we've been on 2 Virgin ships, same class. We've been on the Valiant Lady. We've been on the Scarlet Lady. Enjoyed both of them. I'd probably say I enjoyed the Scarlet Lady more. And there's probably one reason for that, Greg. Well, there's 2 reasons for me. Do you know what one of them is? There's one big difference between the 2 ships. Our favorite restaurant.
Oh,
I know what you're going to say. Be careful.
I was going to say Chin Chin, but that's Vegas.
Chin Chin.
Oh my God, what is it called?
Chin Rub here.
No.
Chin. It's called the Lucky Lotus.
Yes, thank you.
On the Valiant Lady,
it
is still razzle dazzle, but when Scarlet Lady 2.0 came out, when they went through the refurbishment, they changed at nighttime. It's an Asian cuisine, and we ate there twice.
Chin Chin is a restaurant in Vegas.
It is in New York.
That's one of our places we like to eat there.
So yes. And also what I liked the second time we went on Virgin, Scarlet Night, which is it's kind of like what's the festival in Mardi Gras? It reminds me of Mardi Gras. It's like a red night, Mardi Gras kind of night.
Oh, Scarlet Night.
It was on Valiant Lady when I looked at the shows. They had dual reality, which is kind of like West Side Story. They had it on the night of Scarlet Night and had all these different things going on. But on the Scarlet Lady, the whole night was just for Scarlet Lady or Scarlet Night. And I think that made it a lot more made it more special. Like they're making a bigger thing out of it. And I think I enjoyed that a lot more.
Virgin make sure you know that it's inclusive with everybody. Do you have a bucket list cruise? I don't know if we have a bucket list cruise, but we do have a list of cruises or cruise lines we would like to do for sure.
Okay, we have another dilemma. We talked about a couple of weeks ago us going on Virgin or NCL.
That was last week.
Was it last week?
Not a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, it wasn't this week.
Last week.
We have another cruise thrown in there. If we don't do the Virgin, we might do the Beach Please Symphony of the Seas cruise.
So we finally get to go on the Symphony of the Seas.
It is out of Galveston. For us, we were looking at it out of Fresno.
Fun, yeah.
I mean, you don't know what the flights are going to be then in a year, but basing it on this year, it's like $500 each. You have to go from Houston to Galveston, which is like an hour and a half away. We were thinking about just driving it from California, which is 27 hours.
It would be a fun road trip for sure for us.
Yes. But the fact that it's the Beach Please put out a poster of what they were doing for. Did you see what they were doing, Greg, on their? Well, I sent you the poster on
I
it.
don't have my phone. I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did, but we're a little bit over, but we're fine. We're done with the cruises that we want. But I just thought this sounds so fun. Okay, so some of the events that they have meet and greet, costume contest, gangsta bar crawl.
It's a Halloween cruise in October.
Scavenger hunt, haunted cemetery tour.
I don't know
interesting.
about that. I don't know about that.
They're going to Mr. Sancho's, party boat in Costa Maya, nightly hangout. That that actually is for I think it's for the Symphony of the Seas one, because they're going to. I know they're both out of Galveston, but it just sounds like it's a fun one. So we might do that and not do the Virgin one.
Traveling Gilbert said, well, if you do Symphony, we may have to look into that one. That would be awesome to travel with you guys again. We definitely have to hang out. Yes, it would be through Texas.
So Anne says that's on the Jubilee because that's for this year. But I would imagine they're still going to do that kind of thing on the
Cheryl just booked it. Awesome. Then we can hang out with you guys. That'd be cool.
So we're thinking of that. The only thing that might be the thing that we don't want to do is we've already been talking to our buddy Chris, who was going to go solo.
We could invite him on this cruise too.
He's got a placeholder on us, so I'm pretty sure.
We were throwing around the idea of going on Virgin, but we didn't really commit to it. So we'll have to talk with him too, of course.
Ryan says Symphony and Jubilee are the same dates a year apart. That's very interesting that they're doing that, but they're both out of Galveston. We thought, Greg and I were just looking it over. We thought about maybe driving and stopping in Phoenix, maybe seeing Waypoint Explorers in Phoenix, then going the next day to Galveston in a hotel before the cruise. So kind of different things that we're looking at, but don't know. It's a lot easier to still sell out of Los Angeles since we're Central California. So we
have a lot to look at.
We're thinking it, but it's only
how is that?
It's $2,600 for a 7-night cruise on the Symphony of the Seas, a ship that we
have canceled 3 times.
Someday we will sail on.
Yes. And yeah, we'll definitely be looking at this.
I asked Betsy on Apollo if she could give us some numbers to see if there's anything different they would check.
Traveling Gilberts has been looking to go on Royal again.
Sherry says 27-hour drive. No thanks. We wouldn't honestly do it in one setting.
Yeah, we have driven long ways before, but we took breaks, of course.
We figured we're about 12 hours from Phoenix. We could hang out with Steve and Adam.
If they want to.
And then drive the rest of the way the Saturday and get there in the evening. But just something to think about. But we've had so many good memories. We didn't talk about our highlights of some of the places we visited.
Well, that's another show too, right there.
Yeah,
highlights of places
we'll
we've gone to.
Part two.
Wow.
But thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Thank you. We drive 12 hours to Port Canaveral. Wow.
It only takes you 12 hours to go to Port Canaveral
straight through. They said
from
no
Louisiana.
stops. That's a long way. So
we've done that. Well, actually, we haven't gone straight. We always stop.
That's half a day.
Wow. That's some serious driving. We did 26 hours in 2 days, one overnight. That's what we're thinking.
Hope you take some breaks though, Traveling Gilberts.
Yes. But thanks everyone. We've had an amazing time for 16 cruises. We are looking at doing many more. We're more selective.
Never thought we would do that.
We can't.
The adventures we've had.
We don't have the money that we had. The more extra money we did.
We have to be very choosy what we do.
More selective. But cruising is fun, as we all know, in the cruising community. It's addictive. It's fun. It's become our happy place. And well, I'm old, of course. I got to stop. So,
oh my gosh, you're not old.
I'm assuming that means potty breaks.
Well, everybody has to do that. You're not old.
But thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Want to wish Dennis again a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And he didn't say his name, but Ben, your friend, wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
But thank you, everyone. I don't know if the Buc-ee's, yes, Oh, there you go. Got to go to Buc-ee's. Oh, they have Buc-ee's in Texas. Oh,
We can go to a first Buc-ee's.
we could. Sorry, I had a squirrel moment.
But we hope
thank you,
everybody
everyone.
has a good evening. And
We'll see you
thank
next week.
again.
We'll probably talk about finish this up then next week. But I'm Derek.
And I'm Gregory.
If you forget our names, it's okay because I'm Little Explorer.
And I'm Big Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said,
we are just getting started. Have a good night, everybody.
Sir Gary of the Beaches
yes.
is behind us.
Take us out. Dilly dilly.
Rest in peace. Take us out.